Okay, so I want to show you our Tool Plus checklist that we've created to help you keep track of things. Um, we use the word checklist because it really is a boom, boom, boom. Here are the things you need to do, but it doesn't give you the detailed verbiage. Like right here, we're looking at the week one plan. This is a lot of detailed verbiage. It kind of tells you this and that and what we mean and blah, 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 blah. And then it's got a bunch of videos to kind of further elaborate on what we're trying to say. So there's lots of information. But sometimes that's too much information and you just want to know, okay, what do I have to do? What are those items? So I've just clicked on the Tool Plus checklist, which I think we should probably put over here in the left-hand navigation panel at some point, but it's currently located in the week one plan in the first section about plans and checklists. It's right here, the Tool Plus. Again, I use the word Tool Plus to describe not only are you doing the Georgia Virtual School tool course, so that's tool, but plus just to denote the extra stuff you're doing with us. We're going to have some follow-up experiences. We do a little bit more community interaction, not a lot, but a little bit, just to kind of so you have a group of Cobb folks who are going through this with you. So that's what Tool Plus means. All right, so back to the Tool Plus checklist. So here you see in week one, you're going to want to do all these things. You want to sign up for that tool course, create a blog, wiki portfolio, complete discussion post 1, etc. You want to do these things that are in yellow, and then you're going to want to do these quest items. So there's nine quests that you also have to do, but these are kind of some setup things you have to do this week in the first week. In week 2, you've got some quests to do, about 13 quests to do. Week 3, there's a number to do, 14, and there's a discussion post we would like you to do. So see how it's in yellow? That tells you it is something that you do in our course, that you do as part of the professional development, but it's not part of the tool course necessarily, so it's an extra thing. Week 4, there's 12 quests, and then in week 5 there's 7. Although I think just don't be fooled by these numbers. The numbers don't always mean that it's easier or harder. There's fewer here. It may be harder work. That's what I've heard. And then in week 6, assuming you've done all of the quests, in the timeline given here, then you don't have to do any more questing in week 6. But there are a couple of other activities. We want you to post discussion post 3 inside of the course in Blackboard. And we want you to participate in a live focus group session with our evaluation team. Let them know how all of this went for you, how traumatized you are. All right, so I've quickly gone through the checklist. So this is a checklist. There's a beauty in the simplicity of the checklist. And once you guys get over this hump of knowing what the heck it is we're asking you to do with all this verbiage, all these helpful videos, just so much information, right? And tips and tricks and all that kind of stuff, then you'll be ready for just the simplicity of a checklist. If it helps you, you can put the links, so the URL is, the web link to your work as you work through these items, and you create pages either on your blog, so individual pages on your blog that correspond to each quest, or individual pages on your wiki. If it helps you, you can keep track of them by pasting the unique URL that pertains to each quest here. If it helps you, if it doesn't help you, you can right-click that and you can delete that column. If it helps you to say you've completed things, to sort of check it off, or put the letter Y in there for yes, that may work for you. But this is not a requirement. This is simply here to help you. Now, how does it work? How do you make this your own? Well, let me tell you about that. So I'm going in through the student view now, and I'm going to click on the week 1 plan where the Tool Plus checklist is located. Well, I thought I clicked on it. There we go. And I'm going to click on the Tool Plus checklist. And you guys are automatically locked out of it by default, and that is a good thing because we don't want everybody to be editing it. But we do want everybody to have access to it. So you're going to always have access to this version of it. This version will be located, linked from within the course for you to see. So you can always eyeball it. But what if you want to make it your own? There's a couple things you can do. If you are a Google, if you have a Google account, you can easily make a copy of this and put it into your own Google Drive. So how does that work? You can go to File, make a copy. You can call it, since I'm doing this in Jason's student account, we'll call it Jason's copy of Tool Plus Checklist. And then it opens up this new copy that you then have full editing rights on. So it looks exactly like the one that I provided, but it is your own copy that you edit on, and you can type and do whatever you want. I don't know how many of you, probably most of you, have used Google Drive or you've used Google products before, but if you haven't, the way you get back to it, so you can get back to your own copy, is you go to drive.google.com, and then your documents are listed here, and usually the most recently edited one goes on the top. So you can click it there, open it up, and go back to work on it. Okay, so that's one way to save it and work on it. The other way, I'm going to go ahead and close these copies now. Let's pretend you don't have Google Drive, and let's pretend you have no interest in working in Google Drive. There's a couple things you can do. You can go to File, and you can go to Download As. Oh, look, you can even email it as an attachment. Actually, no, I don't know if that works for you. You can, maybe it does. You can download it as an Excel spreadsheet. That way you can input into it. If you download it as a PDF, it would be locked out. You'd be locked out of it, but you'd still have a document. You'd have a document. You could hand write on it if you wanted to. You could print it and hand write on it. But certainly you can download it as an Excel spreadsheet. And if you're not totally familiar with Excel, then look at this as a good opportunity to become familiar with it. Because you're all science teachers, I can kind of say it's okay for you guys to be familiar with Excel. It's a very useful program in science, as you probably know. Alright, so Excel is opening up on my other monitor. Okay, and so it's opened up, and then you can, do all the things you do. You can enable your editing, and you can paste your links to these various things just like you would in Google Drive. Just make sure you save this somewhere where you can access it. So this checklist again is here to help you if you need it. If it helps you to input extra things on the side, you can. It's not really something you're going to turn into anybody. But now I want to talk to you about quickly where I got that checklist from. I got it from Georgia Virtual School's tool checklists and maps. They have several. They have a map that shows you the quests visually. So like for the Participate skill badge, there's 4 components, maybe you call them, and then within those components, like within the citizenship, there's several quests. So there's 3 quests or steps in that. So this is their visual map that shows you how you progress through, or you can look at their checklist. This has links to all of the individual quests, and then at the very bottom is where I stole that the template for the document I provided. So you can click here to access a read-only Google Doc version, and there you see Georgia Virtual Schools. You see, well, this is their Google Doc version. Somewhere else I found their Excel spreadsheet version, and I swiped it. So anyway, you may come across their checklists, and if they're handy for you, great. But the thing is, they lack these in yellow. This kind of tells you the extra stuff you want to make sure you're doing for us as well. All right, I hope that explains our checklist and maybe how it is of use to you. Thanks so much.